Things I wish someone had told me before I got married. Here are the things I wish I knew. Marriage is beautiful, but nobody tells you what happens when the person you once couldn't wait to see becomes the person you sometimes struggle to understand. Nobody tells you what happens when conversations turn into arguments, when affection becomes distant, when forgiveness becomes difficult, or when you begin wondering, God, is this really what marriage is supposed to feel like? Christian marriage doesn't mean a marriage without problems. It means learning how to face those problems without allowing them to destroy the love, friendship, and purpose God brought two people together to build. And today, let's talk about what a Christian marriage really requires. Part 1. Love is more than a feeling. One of the biggest mistakes we make in marriage is believing that love is mainly about how someone makes us feel. When everything is good, love feels easy. But what happens when you're disappointed? What happens when your spouse says something that hurts you? What happens when you don't feel appreciated? This is where love becomes more than a feeling. The Bible teaches us that love is patient and kind. It doesn't keep a record of wrongs. It doesn't rejoice in another person's failure. That doesn't mean you should tolerate abuse, disrespect, or cruelty. It means that within a healthy marriage, both husband and wife must learn to choose love even when emotions are not at their best. Sometimes love sounds like, let's talk about this instead of fighting. Sometimes sounds like, I'm sorry. And sometimes love sounds like, I was hurt by what happened, but I don't want resentment to become a permanent resident in my heart. Part 2. A Christian marriage cannot survive on romance alone. Romance is beautiful, dates are beautiful, gifts are beautiful, physical intimacy is beautiful. But marriage eventually takes you into seasons where none of those things can solve the deeper issues. You need wisdom, you need patience, you need forgiveness, you need humility. And most importantly, you need God. A husband and wife can pray together, seek God's wisdom together, and intentionally build a home where God is not simply mentioned but actually honored. Because when both people are growing closer to God, they are also learning how to become better spouses. The goal isn't for one person to constantly ask, is my spouse doing enough? Sometimes the better question is, Lord, what are you teaching me about how I love, communicate, forgive, and serve? Part 3. Communication can make or break a marriage. Many marriages don't fall apart because there was one huge problem. Sometimes it happens because of hundreds of small problems that were never properly discussed. Unspoken disappointment, unresolved arguments, silent resentment, assumption, and eventually, two people can live in the same house while feeling emotionally miles apart. That is why communication matters. Talk before the problem becomes bigger. Tell your spouse when something hurts you, but don't attack their character. Instead of saying, you never care about me, try saying, when this happened, I felt unimportant, and I need us to talk about it. There is a difference between confronting a problem and attacking a person, and Christian marriage requires us to learn that difference. Forgiveness doesn't mean ignoring everything. Forgiveness is one of the hardest parts of marriage. Because sometimes the person who hurt you is the person you love the most. But forgiveness doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It doesn't mean refusing to set boundaries. And it doesn't mean remaining in a situation where you are continually being harmed. Forgiveness means refusing to allow bitterness to control your heart. Some wounds require honest conversations. Some require counseling. Some require serious boundaries. And some situations require professional or pastoral help. Being a Christian does not mean you have to suffer silently. God cares about truth, wisdom, safety, and righteousness. Part 5. Choose each other again. One of the most beautiful things about marriage is that you can choose each other again. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're both willing to grow. Choose the conversation, choose kindness, choose prayer, choose honesty, choose friendship, choose to learn your spouse again. Because people change. Your husband will change. Your wife will change. You will change. The person you married years ago may not be exactly the same person standing beside you today. So don't stop getting to know them. Ask questions, listen, laugh together, spend time together, and don't allow the responsibilities of marriage to completely replace the relationship itself. A Christian marriage isn't a perfect marriage. It is two imperfect people learning how to love, forgive, communicate, grow, and seek God together. There will be difficult seasons. There may be moments when you don't understand each other. But difficulty doesn't automatically mean the marriage has failed. Sometimes, difficulty is an invitation to grow deeper, communicate better, seek wisdom, and rebuild what has been neglected. So if you're married today, don't only pray for God to change your spouse. Pray that God will give both of you wisdom. Pray for humility, pray for understanding, pray for genuine love. And most importantly, pray that your marriage will become a place where both of you can grow closer to God and to each other. Because a beautiful Christian marriage isn't built in one day. It is built in thousands of small choices to forgive, to communicate, and to choose each other again. And perhaps that's where the real beauty of Christian marriage begins. For more videos like this, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. See you in my next video. Bye!